What's up guys, welcome to another Patreon exclusive video where I'm gonna do a little bit more of like a candid thing. There's no script for this, and just literally put the phone on and have a chat with you. If it's your first time here and you're a new patron, welcome to the Patreon team. Maybe this is the first video you've seen. Well, one of these kind of videos anyway. Welcome. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've been checking out the other content as well. Now you've got access to all of it, which is pretty damn awesome. And look at this, you get to see me without a hat, huh? How about that? That's an exclusive patron only thing, kind of, recently anyway. There's a patron Q&A where you can ask questions that we'll answer every week for you guys. I've got it up here on Discord. You can also ask questions in the Patreon itself, and I'll answer them every week. So we're gonna kick off with Love All Animals, who's asked a few questions here. So they ask, what's on your bucket list to do before you die? That's a great question, and honestly, I feel like I actually took care of a lot of my bucket list, to be honest. It sounds weird, I know, but I had a few things like I wanted to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, so I did it, and that was a long time ago. I wanted to go to Everest Base Camp, so I did it. I wanted to try 10-day silent meditation, and I did it. There were a lot of things. I wanted to go to Rome, so I did it. I wanted to come to Athens, so I did it. To be honest with you, I don't really, my bucket list kind of thing, I sometimes get an idea in my head, and then I'll do everything I possibly can to make that idea come true. Before I started doing this kind of work, for the animals, it was all selfish stuff, so that's why I've done so many things. And sometimes they overlap. Sometimes my work for the animals can enable me to go to and do something I always wanted to do. Like, for example, I'm in Athens now, but we're here because Annie was doing work for shelter dogs here, right? So sometimes it overlaps, but I'm the kind of person that I guess my main goals now, things to do before I die, I think they were more business related really, which may seem kind of lame, but I want to grow the channel. I want to be like 100k subs. I want a channel that is like established as like a cornerstone vegan channel, like a very reputable channel, like one that people know, that's well known within vegan circles and is having a big impact. I think that's probably a bucket list. It's like my immediate goal. I tend to go put the things in front of me and go one at a time. I don't really have like big, grand, amazing bucket list kind of goals as much as I used to. But yeah, that's pretty much, I guess that answers the question. Which country that you haven't been to yet would you like to travel to next, and why? Again, I don't really have any. I mean, that I haven't been to yet. I'd like to visit the United States. That would be cool to visit at some point, and maybe South America, some countries in South America. But I'm not like desperate to go. I think it could be cool, obviously, to go see but yeah, I think I'd say those places. Do you Iridescent04 is asking, do you and Annie want to have kids one day? We are leaning more towards adoption, but it kind of depends on the day, because I know there are a lot of arguments to not have kids, but there are also arguments to have kids. I think we know the arguments to not have kids, like what if they become not vegan, is damaging the planet, it's not all these things. We know those arguments are pretty common sense. There are arguments to have kids though. One that I heard recently was that if the population increases, that means that's more land that is inhabited by humans, which means there is less wild animal suffering, which is, you could argue, is more severe than is definitely as severe as what happens to animals in the human world, but or more severe. So there's an argument. So we're kind of we're not thinking about it too seriously right now, because we're in no position to do that, and probably won't be for a very long time. So yeah, not really giving it like a massive amount of thought right now. How comfortable, Eisenbart asks, how comfortable would you be doing activities like fishing or hunting in video games? How does it compare to killing a human NPC, like a non-player character? I couldn't care less, really. I've tried hunting shoot 'em up games. It's a bit weird. I don't really feel like good about it and killing animals in games. I'd rather kill people in games. I feel more comfortable killing people in games than killing animals in games, but I really don't care enough to not do it. Like if a game required me to do it, I'd be like, all right, whatever. Just like the same as way I'll watch movies where sometimes in the movies they're farming or killing animals. It's not like I'm not going to watch it, or I'm not going to engage in that fakery because it's faking this. It's like there are many things I don't agree with that I see in movies. It's like for example, I don't agree with Nazis or neo-Nazis, but I would still happily watch a movie about it. right? About what's going on there, and even if the movie was painting them in like I don't know. It's art, isn't it? Right? I think art is art, and if as long as nobody's actually getting hurt for the art, then it doesn't. I don't see it as a big deal to enjoy it. Did veganism ruin one of the most epic scenes in cinema history for you as well? This is Eisenbard talking about the Rohirrim cavalry charge in Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Of course, cavalry charges look epic, but they need to ride horses to film that and fill it with CGI. Maybe all horses could be made with CGI. Possible future for the film industry. Yeah, it's again with movies where they're riding horses. It's kind of like it's bittersweet, isn't it? Because you're watching it and it's like, yeah, you know that they literally are riding horses, and that really sucks. But you're right, it also looks really epic, but you know like the cruelty behind it. It would be great if at some point CGI replaced all animals in movies. I mean, it's close, isn't it? CGI is pretty close. VFX is pretty close to completely replacing a lot of things in movies. Hopefully, they'll catch up with the animals as well, and they'll no longer make animals in go in movies. And Love All Animals is asking a long question. How would you advise to respond to young children under 12? And they're saying that this person goes swimming every week, and sometimes there's kids there, and once in a while kids will try to talk to them and ask their name and random stuff. They're trying to wear vegan activist shirts as much as possible. One saying, not your mum, not your milk. Not sure how to explain it if a kid were to ask me about it. How do I explain to them that the adults they know are stealing from cows, or that sausages are body parts from an animal? How would I respond to a 10-year-old who thinks adults wouldn't do that? That's mean. If they were to believe me, I also don't want them to lose faith in humanity and not trust adults at the age of 10. Edit, sometimes they're with their dads who were in the men's locker room, in case you wondered where their parents were. Okay. I mean, 12-year-olds are pretty smart, so are 11-year-olds, I think 10-year-olds too. When you get a bit younger than that, maybe you got to dumb things down a bit so you don't confuse them. But I'd say you got to gauge it on the kids. Some kids are really, really smart. You don't need to tell them that their parents are lying to them or something like that, but you can say that that you can say that a lot of things are hidden from your parents. Your parents might not know this. It's important that you understand this. So, not your mum, not your milk, for example. Why are you wearing that? Well, you can say, cows, yeah. Do you know how they have milk? Yeah. Do you know that they make the milk for their babies, but when you're drinking the milk, that means that their babies don't get the milk. Do you think that's fair? No. Do you think that are you a baby? No. So you probably don't need that milk then. No, I don't think I do. That's what the T-shirt means. It's not your mum, it's not your milk. You don't need milk. You're big. Now you're a big boy or whatever. I would explain it like that to a kid without, that plants a seed. It's not like you're gonna convince a kid to go vegan, but you will at least convince them to think about that, right? Which I think is really good. And that's how I've talked to kids before. But obviously that could be seen as a bit like playing down on them a little bit. Like, you got to gauge how smart they are and how mature they are, and if they seem more mature than that, don't talk to them like a little baby. That can put a lot of kids off listening to you if you gauge it wrong. So just feel out what they're feeling, get a vibe for it, okay, and see where they're at, how smart they are and how switched on they are. Love All Animals asks again, I'm catching up with the Patreon videos right now because I've been busy. I also noticed you have numbers on your thigh, David. I saw one of Annie's friends have it on her thigh too, on a billion. I wonder is it normal to have it on the thigh, tattoos this is, or is it just random? And is there another word for it than just numbers? No, the tattoo on my thigh, I did myself. It was kind of like it was like one of the first times I tattooed myself, basically. But the tattoos on Annie's friend's thigh, all the different numbers, that was something she's been collecting over a long time. I think each of them has an individual meaning. I don't know exactly what all of them mean, but they're all for different things, I think. I think a lot of them are related to animals, and I think some for other reasons as well. I'm not 100% sure. Mine had a meaning at the time, which is like kind of dark, which I'm actually wanting to remove or cover the tattoo because I don't really like it. Another question from Love All Animals says, have you watched the Squid Game, David? All the episodes, what did you think of it? Did watch the Squid Game. I found it really well made. The cinematography of it was amazing. The camera work was amazing. The acting was pretty good in most parts. There were a few shitty actors, but at least the main characters were really, really good. I really enjoyed it. Really, really enjoyed it. It was awesome, yeah. Yeah, really cool. Really cool series. So that's all the questions from the Patreon Q&A, guys. If you want to ask questions, I mean, get in here. So far, every week it seems to be the same 3 people, which, hey, I'm not complaining. I like that you guys are asking questions, but there's so many of you here. There's over 100 of you here in the Patreon team. So take advantage of this. Just ask random, whatever you want to know. Whatever you want to know. You can ask me about the videos I've made. You can ask me about videos to come up. You can ask me about editing. You can ask me about the thumbnails. You can ask me about topics. You can ask me vegan questions. Look, I'm open to it. Whatever you want, within reason. You can totally ask that. So this Sunday, I'll give you a little update. There won't be a live stream this Sunday, but there will be the following Sunday, because we're going to interview the guy from the Viral Vegans, Benjamin, who went into KFC and did that camped outside of KFC and then trolled them. We're going to interview him. That's going to be great. So that's exciting that we're going to have Benjamin on the channel to talk about his feelings. Like, was he scared? How was he, how was the whole thing? How did the idea come about? We're going to find out why he did it. Like, what was the goal, the end goal? So that's going to be very, very exciting. I'm pretty pumped for that. So yeah, stick around for that. There'll be the midweek video as well, which no one else knows this, but you guys know this now. Do you remember the guy that I did the debate with, the crazy Christian guy? He made a video, a shortened version of our debate, and I've not watched it, but he seems to think he like won or whatever, like won the debate. So I decided to make my own little short version of the video where I'm not interested in like beating him, but I just made it complete mockery of his absolute fucking nonsense. So that's coming out on Wednesday. So definitely keep an eye out for that. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. I memed the shit out of him, and he definitely deserved it. So all good. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little Patreon update. Make sure to send me over those questions in the Patreon Q&A. And also, if there's any requests that you would like, if there's something you would like for a Patreon exclusive, I mean, this is for you. Like, I'm here to say, this is to say thank you. This is my way of saying thank you to you for being a part of this team, for enabling me to do so many of the things that I'm doing for the animals. So if there's something you specifically would like, whether it be advice or some kind of tutorial, some kind of little mini workshop, just let me know, guys. Let me know in the Patreon exclusive Discord or the comments here, and we'll make it happen. All right, guys. See you next time.